Why won't my 40M dad let me 18F go to college? I 18F and my dad 40M have had a rocky relationship my entire life because of how he chose to live his life. Anyways, some things happened and I had to move in with him and his new wife when I was 15. I've always been very focused on my academics and saw to that I get into a good college. Preferably an amazing one. I'm going into my senior year of high school and have obviously been talking about college applications with my dad, seeing as though he offered to pay for it. At first, it started with saying I cannot move cities to go to college, then it was that I had to do online college, and finally he said that I cannot go to college, move cities, houses, or get a real job. Ever. Before you say this is a financial matter, I assure you it is not. And even if it was, I'm eligible for large academic scholarships. Full rides even. Today my dad told my mom that I'm unable to take care of myself and am so dependent on him that I cannot go to college or move. Ever. But that my brother can do whatever with his future because he knows it's going to be great. I'm so extremely confused by this. I've been called hyper-independent by therapists and have shown nothing but that to my family. Everything I've ever gotten in life has been at my own hand. Not trying to be cocky, I just grew up in a very unstable environment where I had to grow up fast. Important background. I'm the firstborn and older than full siblings by 7+ years. I'm the only child not allowed to move out. My dad is an alcoholic of 20 years. Can someone please explain why he thinks this way of me, and why I'm not allowed to even have a future past this point? Luckily as a legal adult you don't need his permission. Find another person to move in with while you finish school, get a job, and apply to whatever schools you want. You're 18, so I got some good news for you, you're an adult party popper. You can do whatever you want. Move on out and get that full ride and go to school, thumbs up. You're 18, he cannot make you do anything anymore. Apply in secret to the schools you want. Do what you need to get money for the applications and go. Your dad is treating you like a pet, not a person. If you have a teacher you're close with, ask them for help with the college admissions process. Don't worry about why your dad is like this and do what you want to do. You don't need his permission. Take whichever full ride scholarship most appeals to you and go. Sounds like classic control tactics, especially from someone with a history of alcoholism. Sadly, some parents project their own insecurities onto their kids, and keeping you dependent gives him a false sense of control. Stay focused on your goals. You can build your future, with or without his support. Because he sucks, that's why. The good news is you're an adult and he can't stop you. Figure out where all your important documents like birth certificate, passport, social security card, etc. are and quietly plan your exit. If there are any trustworthy adults in your life, consider discussing this with them, but otherwise you need to keep this under wraps. Don't argue with your dad or try to change his mind. He's unreasonable and you don't want him thwarting your plans. Let him think you're staying. Take the scholarship and don't look back. I, 26F, feel that my boyfriend, 22M, abuses our I want out tool. My, 26F, boyfriend, 22M, and I have been dating for about 4 years now. We are currently taking the first steps to move in together. We have this card, or tool, that I like to call the I want out card. I means that if we are in a certain situation, event or whatever and one of us feels like they want to go home immediately, the other will help make up an excuse and we will leave the situation together. The problem is, I practically never use it while he uses it fairly often, maybe 2-3 times a year, so not that often, but often enough that it bothers me, often pulling me out of situations or events I do want to be in, and I am starting to resent him for it. It happened for the last time yesterday. Boyfriend is an avid soft combatter and has been for many years. At first I wasn't much into it, but I ended up joining him and his friends for some games a while ago and surprisingly I did enjoy it a lot, so now we both go to weekly games in a nearby club, clan, and have actually formed our own squad in there. It's a very roleplay based club, so ranks and squads are a big deal and I'm very proud of our squad having come to existence separately from the others. Boyfriend has ranked up to second in command in the squad, doing most of the leadership work since the actual leader is away very often, and I am the squad's medical chief, which is an important rank within the roleplay game and makes me proud as well. It's all a game, but it makes me happy how much we have progressed and improved. We're talking a 12-people squad, in which 6 of us are lifelong friends, in a 90-people club. Each game usually involves about 6 squads of between 6-12 people. There was going to be a game yesterday night. It was a specially planned game, and 100% of our squad was going to attend. Usual attendance is around 70%. I was excited for it. As usual, Boyfriend planned the squad battle order, but then our squad leader showed up and said that he was going to organize the squad this time. As I mentioned, he is often away or doesn't feel like leading, so usually he is happy to let Boyfriend handle things. He has actually announced he wishes to retire from the position but wants to prepare boyfriend for it first. Which, okay, at the end of the day he is the official leader and boyfriend only takes over when he's not available. But leader reorganized the squad in a way that boyfriend was going to be separated from most of his friends, including me, and would play mostly with the newer squad members, who are cool people but not his old friends, the ones that he mobilized in order to create the squad. We requested that at least I be moved to his group, since that would only require swapping 2 medics, but leader refused. At this point boyfriend was fuming, ranting aloud about how after everything he'd done for the squad, rallying his friends in order to gather enough people for a new squad to be formed, doing leader's job when he didn't feel like it, it was disrespectful as fuck to not even let him play with his friends and girlfriend and ignore us when we offered an easy solution. He started hinting that he wouldn't go to the game if this wasn't fixed. Meanwhile I didn't really care that much. Like yeah, it's kind of rude, but we'd still be playing the same game only a few meters away and connected by radio all the time. And even if our group mates weren't going to be our lifelong friends, they are still nice enough people. I said I was okay with playing one single game apart considering that due to his position as second in command we basically do whatever we want in most games. I explained this and he got angry at me for letting him and also me be disrespected like that. And putting a game over his pride. Eventually we were going in circles and he ended up saying that he was going to pull the "I want out" card and that if I still went to the game without him he would be angry at me for prioritizing my own fun over his feelings. I ended up accepting it because the "I want out" card is supposed to be sacred, but I made it very clear that I disagreed with him completely, and that I thought he was throwing a tantrum and ruining his chances at promoting to squad leader just to have an ego match with the current leader. In my opinion, he was in a position where he was being groomed to succeed him as leader and now he will be seen by everyone in the club as childish and untrustworthy. He said that he felt our relationship should always come before any game. I said I would always side with him in the end, but that didn't mean I had to agree with everything he said or did, and that I felt he was abusing the fact that he knew I would always respect the "I want out" card. He is currently sulking because I think the outrageous slight that he suffered is not a big deal, and because I snapped at being told, "If you don't do what I say, it'll mean you don't actually love me," and called it blackmail. He says it's only fair that the "I want out" card is sacred, because he would always respect it if I pulled it, and I say that I never pull it because I always consider his feelings and wants and balance them with mine before forcing him to leave or cancel an activity he wants to do, and I don't feel he does that for me. It's particularly hurtful because I'm autistic and don't deal well with last-minute plan changes. Now I am not fully against the existence of that tool, but I feel it's obviously being abused one-sidedly. I think the tool needs a rework because it's not fair that it always affects only one person. I feel there are limits that need to be put in place, but I'm not sure how they should be. I am a non-confrontational person while boyfriend is the proud and hot-headed type, and he tends to feel offended when I don't act offended on his behalf, then say, "I fight your battles, you should fight mine too," when I never ask him to fight anything or anyone for me. I don't want this to be the unsolvable difference between us because we're awesome partners in every other aspect. Please advise navigating this situation? Thank you. The problem with this "I want out" card is that it treats you as a unit while you're two individuals. Just because he wants to quit an activity doesn't mean you should have to. Same with his idea that you should stick up for him no matter what. Nope, sometimes you'll disagree and that's okay. Just get rid of this system altogether. Why not simply have a conversation whenever someone feels like going home? And then decide in the moment what makes the most sense. Your boyfriend sounds like a toddler throwing a tantrum. I think the card is ridiculous. If you wanted to leave he could leave. If you wanted to stay, you stay. It was really rude to the other teammates to take your toys and go home. I'm all for being supportive of my partner, and in most cases, if we were at something and he wanted to leave, we would discuss it and I'd likely head out with him. And vice versa. But in a case like this, which wouldn't happen because neither of us act like spoiled children, I would have told him to grow up or go home, but I was staying. I imagine that this setup was a way for the current leader to test whether or not your boyfriend would be capable of leading the whole squad effectively. He wanted to find out whether or not your boyfriend would be able to set his own feelings aside and lead the team, even if that meant not being with his close friends the entire game. Your boyfriend failed that test. In fact, he didn't even fail, he just refused to rise to the challenge at all. I doubt your boyfriend will be groomed for this role on the team anymore, because clearly he isn't capable of being a good leader. What were you doing dating an 18-yo at 22? By your own description, the "I want out" card is to leave a situation. Not for you to be forced to cancel future plans. You could have also helped with an excuse and still gone to your hobby. Because it is now your hobby too. He is dictating your hobby because he didn't like not being in control. Pretty messed up. ID have a serious discussion about new rules for I want out, and make sure you explain how this is hurtful and causing you to feel resentful. If he loves you, he will have this discussion and take it seriously. Get rid of the I want out card. Women need to recognize that many men view relationships as transactional and rooted in power dynamics. Any power given will likely be abused, not shared. While women consider both parties' feelings, men often act based on ego and a need for control. My wife, 39F, wants to try with me, 35M, again. My wife, 39F, and I, 35M, recently decided to end our 10-year marriage. We have no kids and don't own our own home. For the last number of years we have been drifting further apart and acted more like roommates than a married couple. She has been suffering with depression over the last number of years, but when we moved to her hometown 5 years ago, that's when our marriage started to really decline. While I have met all of her friends, there was never any attempt to integrate me into her friend groups. It got to a point where she would always go out without me and I was just left to find something to do myself, or sit at home with the dog. When she was here, she would spend no time with me and just watch TV in our room all day. There have also been issues with her hiding money from me, to the point where I found she was spending money that should have gone into our savings for a mortgage, which is stalled at nearly nothing. She also stole nearly $20,000 from her parents last year. I stayed in the relationship and helped her pay this back month by month. She has had no real interest in saving for a mortgage or preparing for our future either, and we were owed lots in loans until recently. We also have a dead bedroom and haven't had any sex in about 3 years. I'm sure the resentment built up on my side as well with everything, and I wasn't the easiest to live with recently. I am sure that hasn't helped things. We decided to split a month ago. We still live in our rented house but agreed that we both move out in September and do the split immediately. The thing is, last night I think the split finally hit her. For the last month she's been enjoying life and going out with friends, but last night said she didn't want to lose our marriage and wanted to stay with me. I said I didn't think that was a good idea, but eventually said I needed to think about everything. I think I'm just tired now. I'm worn out emotionally and think, despite her saying things will be better, that they won't be. My own mental health over the last numbers of years has been gradually getting worse with the isolation and loneliness. I don't know what to do anymore. Anyone gone through anything similar? Money, this is all about money. You are her source for financial stability, she doesn't want to lose it, nothing more. Everything you've described screams leave you will survive. Dead bedroom, you say for you, maybe not for her. I wouldn't trust her, I wouldn't reconcile with her either. If I were you, I would run. You will find your person, good luck op. Don't let her guilt trip you into staying in the marriage. The marriage is dead and it's been a dead bedroom for 3 years. You should move out early and rent your own place. It's not healthy staying under the same roof with her any longer. In case you haven't yet done it, contact a divorce lawyer and file. Be glad you don't own a house with her. Let her go is your best option and bail out of there as quick as possible. You're wasting your time staying with her, go get your life back without her. This relationship died a long time ago, start fresh, dude. Seriously, why the fuck would you think that being with her is a good idea? My 30M boyfriend didn't find 27F me attractive anymore. We've been together for a total of 7 years, have a house, mortgage together and 1 dog. Over the past year, I found out that he wasn't interested in me sexually when I had gained 30 pounds, 5 foot, 140 pounds. I've since lost the weight, now 5 foot 110 pounds, but I feel so damaged knowing that his love was conditional. He wants me again, but I don't think I love him as much anymore knowing how superficial he was. Every time I look in the mirror, I see someone who is fat and undesirable, even though I've lost 30 pounds. How do I overcome this? Will I ever feel different? What if you get pregnant and can't lose the weight? I don't know if I could get past this. Personally, all the commenters here are dicks. You should defiantly be bothered. What happens when you start to wrinkle? Which you will sooner or later. Would any of the commentars be fine with their partner not wanting them because of their wrinkles? Men who lose attraction because of physical changes in their partner are only superficially attached. And if you ask men, you will find out that's definitely not all men. Lose the loser and look for someone who wants the whole you, who accepts you as you are and is your biggest fan, always. Who sees partnership as us against our problems, not me versus you. Attraction and love are 2 different things. You can still love someone and not be sexually attracted to them. If my husband got fat, I wouldn't find him attractive. You can love someone and not find them sexually attractive. If you feel it's still a problem, you may need therapy for yourself and as a couple.